But it is fucked up because, you know, like when you put a point like this next to the kind of like conservative boomer rhetoric that we've been hearing, because, you know, it's like, you know, it's mostly directed at white people that, like, you know, they're lazy, or like the problem with these kids is that they have no drive. And then it's like, listen, man, like I'm living in a place where like literally every small business is run by like essentially a racial gang, like an ethnic cartel that's like obviously manipulating a government handout system. And like then the immigrants, like it's funny, like this is why I don't even like the ones that are conservative, because they're like, oh, like I came to this country and like I work hard and I run my own business, like I'm not with these Democrat things. It's like, yes you are, you fucking non-white scum. You're like a beneficiary of government handouts. The only like you're you know, it's like when libs make fun of all the Tea Party people back 10 years ago, like look at all these white people with signs like get the government out of my Medicaid. It's supposed to be funny because it's like you're a white Republican and you're asking the government to like keep its hands off what is essentially a government welfare scheme. That's basically what most non-white immigrants who are like success stories in America really are doing when they like try to sign or signal rather that they're like right wing. They're like, oh, like I got my government handout that like unfairly has elevated me above the native white population. So like I'm not down with these libs. It's like you're you're such scum. You're a liar. Like if you didn't get those handouts, you would just be living in another ghetto, just like all the other fucking people that look like you, and you would just be complaining for more Gibbs too.
No, there's like multiple levels of discrimination against the white man. Like one, there's a very explicit discrimination with like small business loans, where it's much easier for immigrants to start a small business. And then there's like there's like the social thing where just Northwest Europeans are too nice for their own good, and they don't want to operate as an ethnic cartel. But then there's like another thing. It's like, well, maybe like a Popeyes full of Chinese people like would hire a white guy to work there, but like you wouldn't want to, just because it would be like unpleasant. It would be unpleasant for you in like a way that it's not unpleasant for like a Chinese person to work there. Just like
oh yeah, you're a minority. You're like on the outside.
Yeah.
Like you'll never be.
And so it's just a self-reinforcing system, and they would be uncomfortable working with a bunch of white people probably.
Well, that's a good point though, right? Like, yeah, I wonder how many parents would tell their white kids to like, well, why don't you just apply for a job at the 7-Eleven? Meanwhile, like, it's obviously like all Indians, and like the unspoken thing is like, you're never gonna get let in here.
They probably won't let you in there, and if they do let you in there, it's just going to be like a special type of miserable. Like it'll be like a little bit miserable because it's 7-Eleven, but like actually, if you could just work at 7-Eleven with all your like white friends from high school who are into your like white person music subculture, it'd probably be great. You'd probably love it. It would be like the Kevin Smith film Clerks. You'd have all sorts of quirky adventures, but instead you're going to have like eight coworkers who are all from Sri Lanka, and you'll basically be like in solitary confinement.
And then you retreat into yourself, and you end up going on 4chan, or you end up finding racist Twitter because you can't relate to your like the literal people you're spending time with in any capacity. And now all of a sudden you're just fucking incel freak, and you're just like this schizo-pilled romantic cell loner because all
you work at a company with only Chinese people. Yeah. That's literally incel freak.
And then the media is like, why are white people being radicalized? All these dangerous things on the internet. It's like, because they literally have nothing else to do because none of their coworkers speak English.